My name is Jeffrey Avila. Here are my cards, my lovely audience. Can you guess the country? It consists of over 7,600 different islands, 175 different dialects, and the person who discovered it was a famous explorer whose journey would make him the first person to ever sail around the world. Well, that explorer was Ferdinand Magellan, and that country is the Philippines. I am from the northern Philippine tribe of Ilocos, who practice a traditional farming lifestyle that has taught me what it means to be a Filipino. I was born in the Philippines and moved to the San Fernando Valley when I was 3 years old. The San Fernando Valley is known for Valley Girl. We invented loser, whatever. And if you still don't know, watch Boogie Nights and Karate Kid. They both happen there. I was the quintessential Valley boy. Now, my family kept the Filipino tradition alive in my house by celebrating holidays with Filipino flair. On Christmas, we would go to midnight mass. On Thanksgiving, we would have roasted pig instead of turkey. Also, my grandmother, who helped raise us, would always talk about her life as a little girl in her village. I realized I didn't know anything she was talking about, and it inspired me. I wanted to learn about my roots and where I was from. So at the age of 16, with my parents' permission, they bought me a ticket, and I flew to the Philippines that summer. Fortunately, my friend, who was from the same village, had to move back to his family farm in the locals. It was a daunting journey. Though it was only 113 miles, I had never been there, and I was traveling alone. I started my journey in a tricycle, which is a motorcycle with a caboose on the side. Moved to a jeepney, which is a decorated jeep with room for passengers in the back, and then 2 buses. I knew I had arrived in my native lands when randomly in the corner of the street was a man standing with a spear, dressed in a loincloth and a traditional head guard, out of nowhere. But I knew I was definitely not in the San Fernando Valley anymore. My friend opened me with open arms and made me feel at home. When I arrived at the farm, I was a little taken aback. It was small. It was on a concrete slab. It was a small structure made out of wood and bamboo. It was a little pen for a pig. In the bathroom was a hole in the ground in the jungle with a top for walls. A culture shock, but a nice view. And what I learned about Philippine culture there was to adapt to what you have and be thankful for your situation. For my friend made me feel at home and filled me with such joy that it made me feel like I was part of the village again. During the village, I wanted to earn my keep, so I helped him cultivate his rice every single day. Cultivating rice is back-breaking work, labor-intensive. You have to drain fields, fill fields, plow fields, and pick every rice plant by hand. What it taught me about my culture, the foundation, was hard work. He did it with such joy and such appreciation for the hard work because it fed his family. One day he asked me to help him with lunch. He came to me with a chicken in hand, cute as can be. You can imagine my horror when he grabbed that chicken by the head, wrung it by the neck as hard as he can, broke its neck, plucked its feathers, boiled it, butchered it, and pulled out its guts. For a city boy like me, when you say chicken, I think Kentucky Fried Chicken drive-thru. It was shocking to see our food prepared like this way. But I can tell you, I quickly got over it because it was the best chicken I ever had in my life. Reluctantly, and eventually I had to leave the village, but I left closer to my culture with the understanding what it was about. First, hard work, the foundation of my Filipino culture. Providing for your family, with the work of your hands and feeding your family. Second, sleeping on a bamboo bed for comfort, a mosquito net to keep the mosquitoes out, and a fan to keep me cool from the warm, humid night. That taught me how to appreciate not only the big things in life, but the little things in life. But the most important lesson I learned living with my friend there was he took care of me even though he had little food and little to give. What I learned about my culture is to treat others like family. And that's what it means to me to be a Filipino. So I leave you with a word that you can tell any Filipino around the world, and you will receive a smile back. Mabuhay, which means live. Mabuhay.